telling you that the SPAC attack, the endless tide of new special purpose acquisition companies, is starting to make me a little nervous. Because so many of them have become gimmicky or celebrity-oriented. It's ridiculous. But you know what? There's still some enticing SPAC stories, the ones that are merging with high-quality startups. And those, well, I got to get you in them. I don't want you to miss them. Take StarPeak Energy Transition, that is STPK. In early December, we learned that these guys are merging with STEM in a bid to create the first publicly traded pure-play smart energy storage company in the U.S. I didn't know you could have one. We've got a huge boom in solar, but the biggest obstacle in storing that power is you still have electricity when the sun goes down, right? STEM, which is a well-established company founded in 2009, sells integrated energy storage systems with their own AI-driven software as a service that tells you when to switch from on-site power generation to the grid, to your batteries. I think this is an exciting space. It's one of the reasons, by the way, that we've been recommending Generac forever. And since the news broke, StarPeak has surged from $10 to $39, putting it in the ranks of the best-performing SPACs. We're definitely late to the party here, I admit that. But as we get closer to the closing, when StarPeak will become STEM, I think you could see some volatility. Sometimes that could create buying opportunities. So let's take a closer look with John Carrington, the CEO of STEM, to get a clearer picture of his company before it merges with the pile of money that is StarPeak. Mr. Carrington, welcome to Mad Money.
Thanks, Jim. Great to be here with you today.
Well, John, I got to tell you, you are a sight for sore eyes and a breath of fresh air for me, because I have been getting very, very tired of seeing a lot of SPACs of money chasing things that people don't know anything about in either way. But you are a seasoned pro for your industry, merging with a great group of guys with a company that I frankly wish I had learned about earlier. I'm giving you the floor to talk about maybe the best of the energy companies that has hit my desk in a very long time.
Well, thank you, Jim, and really a pleasure to be here. And as you said, we are the first pure-play smart energy storage company to go public. And we provide clean energy battery storage solutions that allow our customers to reduce energy costs, reduce carbon emissions, and provide greater reliability for the grid, all operated by our proprietary AI-driven software platform called Athena. And our customer base, Jim, is really around commercial industrial, which are typically corporates, and we can unpack that a little bit more, utilities, grid operators, and then the large solar developers that you alluded to earlier. And I couldn't agree more. This merger with the StarPeak team and the team that I'm fortunate enough to lead is really, I think, best in class, and we're very aligned on the future strategy together. I couldn't be happier.
Now, I am looking at customers. I'm looking at a Walmart, Facebook, Home Depot, United Parcel, Wells Fargo, Amazon. This is as good as it gets. What did these What did these companies see in you? What do you do for them that is so important that they're all using you?
Well, so our predictive analytics platform, the Athena platform, is saving these corporates 30% a month on their energy bill. And we're also, because of the domain expertise that we have in these markets, we know how to enroll them in special programs and tariffs that exist. So they really depend on us to help continue to drive lower and lower energy costs. They also are looking for an ESG narrative, Jim, and we can provide that because they can do what's called market participation. So we can actually enroll that system into the market, help if there's intermittency on the grid or if the utility needs capacity. It's the fastest responding capacity that's available in the market today. So it's really a win-win-win across the board for our Fortune 500 and those large enterprise companies that you just mentioned.
I'm going to be a little pejorative here. A lot of children have been coming on the show lately who are involved with SPACs. I regard them as children because I look at their resumes and they haven't done anything. I look at your resume and I realize, holy cow, 16 years at GE with an incredibly good division. And I know that division quite well because I work at GE. And I see the things that you've done beforehand. This is a seasoned team. This is not some team that has decided, you know what, I got to get money because they're giving it away.
Yeah, thank you. I couldn't agree more. And I really, when I hired the executive team, Jim, this was a group of people that were much bigger than what they were when they joined this company. And today we're extremely well positioned. We have the right team in place, and we're going to take this thing to the next chapter and have really best-in-class talent, whether it's software depth, finance depth, or product launch depth. It's all here with this company, and I couldn't agree more. My 16 years at GE were informative, and I lived all over the world with them, and I think that will serve me well as we look at opening global markets with this new balance sheet that we have on the other side of this transaction.
Well, John, I have to hope that the president's team sits down with you and tries to figure out how to rationalize this. They need people like you to explain the grid to them so that we get it to the point where we have the 30% reduction you're talking about. Have you spent any time with the people in this administration?
No, very little to this point, Jim. I think they're pulling together their strategy, and I would welcome the opportunity. I think that when you look at the cost levels now of solar and wind below fossil, and you look at the degradation curve of battery cost, this is a market that's going to be $1.2 trillion and growing at 25 times over the next 10 years. So they've got to engage around this. They want to put more solar and wind onto the grid. The best way to do that and avoid the intermittency and the consequences, quite frankly, that can occur when the wind doesn't blow and the sun doesn't shine, as you mentioned in the opening, storage is that solution. It's the fastest responding to address that intermittency problem. So we would welcome it, and we'll certainly engage wherever we can to be helpful.
Many years ago, I had a discussion with Elon Musk about storage, and I didn't believe what he said could happen, which is basically what STEM is doing. Things are happening very quickly now in your space, correct? I mean, those who are using assumptions that maybe we're going to be stuck on fossil fuels until 2040, no chance to get out, maybe they're not aware of what STEM is doing.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's one of our investors that is with the company said peaker free by 23. I mean, I think you have an opportunity to displace a lot of fossil generation with storage. And the reason is, Jim, you have the ability to be very strategic on where you place this resource and this asset. So if you have a constrained area in the LA basin, as an example, we can be very prescriptive on where we put our systems to help that grid constraint. And in fact, we've done that. And last year, we had over 20,000 calls on those systems in Los Angeles alone. And when we were seeing rolling blackouts here in California, we delivered 50 megawatts on August 14th, which was the equivalent of 20,000 homes. So this is becoming a very material part of the grid and a very material part of helping utilities operate in an environment that has much more renewable assets.
Well, I'm going to have you add you to the group of ones of the SPACs that I do like DraftKings, where I have a relationship with, that I think has a real business and it's not just money chasing money, and in the end, let people hold in the bag. John Carrington, it's an honor to have you on the show. CEO STEM. Great to meet you, sir.
Thank you.